You are tuned in to Wearable on Air with Hilary Topper, the only show featuring the most innovative products and prominent leaders in wearable technology.
I tend to cycle everywhere, but it gave me points for walking and not for cycling. So I found myself walking to the bus stop and taking the bus, and then walking a bit more, because then I could hit my 10,000 steps, and cycling just went out of the window. And it was so well designed that the only way to get back into cycling was just to stop using the wearable. So you end up with a question of when did you actually make the decision? Do you make it when you get out of the door and decide whether you're going to walk or bike, or did you make it when you bought your device? But another issue with this is that it does distract my attention. Getting information about how tired I am when I come out from the gym. Well, I should feel it. And this is really important because evolution spent millions of years embedding this cognitive processing in our body, in our autonomic nervous system, and in our hormonal system, so that our mind is free to do other stuff. So the idea that we will replace our senses with sensors that can quantify better, but then you have to cognitively process it is challenging. And ultimately, you should leave your brain free to do what it is there for, to think and dream and create stuff and do good stuff, rather than process consciously your senses. And that ties together with each of real-life goals. That you can have some easily quantifiable goals, such as 10,000 steps, but actually our goals are not so easily quantifiable. They are to be happier, to spend more time doing what we like, to feel satisfied, to be healthy. These are difficult to quantify. And so, ultimately, the situation that we have is that we are humans. We don't process data, we experience, we feel. And wearables are extremely personal. They're very intimate. Just to state the obvious, they're on our body. And they have to have a reason to be on our body. But that is also the positive thing. Because they're on our body, they can do a lot more than they have been doing so far. Our body is the root for our emotions. It does a lot of our cognitive processing, and wearable technology can become part of this. So that's where we work, that's our area. So we are a company in London. Our expertise is science and design-led wearable technology that works with your body so that you can naturally control how you think, feel, and behave. And what we do is that we look at psychophysiology, which is the science of the physiological roots of your psychological processing, and how they work to understand what affects your emotions and how your physiology can play a role in your emotions. And that's what we use to design and make technology that can change how you feel and how you behave. And the fact that our emotions are rooted in our bodies is quite well understood. Here is a map of where things are. And that is the key to this. It does not all happen from here up. It's the rest of the body. And wearables are in the rest of the body. And the processing should happen in the rest of the body. So this is our first product. It is a wristband that keeps you calm and focused or energized. You can use it to set your pace. I use it when I give a talk. I'm using it right now. What it does is that it beats. It has a heartbeat. I feel it on the inside of my wrist, where I would normally feel my pulse. So what it does right now is it's beating up my resting heart rate. And essentially that gives my mind and my body the message that things are calm and quiet, that there is no stress. I might be sitting in front of a few hundred people, but it's all right. And that allows me to focus and be calmer in the situation. I can adjust the rate that it beats, And it can have other effects, such as making me feel more energized. If I've got 120, that gives me a boost. It's been extensively tested with lots of real-life uses, and people have used it to focus at work, to wind down to sleep, to get out and exercise more, to push themselves when they're exercising, to calm nerves, check Facebook lives. Apparently, it's a useful scenario. We've also had it independently tested by experts at Royal Holloway, University of London. These are controlled tests and trials where it was shown that at the right settings, it doubles focus. I'm not going to go into the details behind this, but you can ask me questions afterwards. How does it work? Ultimately with a mechanism that you all use all the time. So when you are tired but you want to go out for a run, what you do is that you'll grab your iPod, plug in, and put some fast music. And that is going to get you going. When you want to wind down, you put on some slow music that calms you down. So what happens there is your body responds to the rhythm, and it's a visceral response. You don't have to think about it, it just happens. And this is the same thing that this device uses. You respond to your rhythm, your body viscerally responds to the rhythm, and the rhythm does not have to be a rhythm that you hear, it's a rhythm that you feel. So you can also use it in situations where you can't use music, like right now. There's no distraction. But it's a bit more than that. It's not a simple rhythm, it's a heartbeat. And that's also very important, because we do respond to heartbeats even more than a simple rhythm. Turns out that mother and child, their heartbeats, they get in sync. The similar results have been reported for lovers. People sing in a choir, their heartbeats get in sync. The heartbeat is the most ubiquitous biological rhythm, and we're very sensitive to it. And that this uses. And in fact, a lot of music also uses a double beat. Tap tap. If you think of Jaws, the themes to Jaws, it goes like da-dum, 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 da-dum. And it's a heartbeat. It's a heartbeat that gets faster. And that's what makes it scary. It's a visceral response. And this is the same visceral response here.